What is up? What is up, YouTube? One of the things that shocked me, man, I just knew, well, 50 Cent, if 50 Cent was there, I think, well, I'm just going to say this. Let me say this first. I just knew 50 Cent was going to be at this trial by now, front and center. I thought he would be there when it show up. And it's funny, man, because all the artists that Diddy ever worked with, oh my God, when I say this ain't nothing but what I pictured in my mind. I went up there to the Diddy trial and everything, man. I got footage. I was gonna show the footage. I probably show it at the end now. Dude, there's no real. Hold up, y'all. Let me see something right here. The one that was missing. Yeah, I go with this one. There's no big time celebrities. I thought that damn near the half of the world, half of the music industry would be there.
I need to go home with something because I blew off a day of fucking.
Yeah, I'm talking to the camera guy that didn't do nothing. He said, I need to go home with something. He came up there, this guy came up there, and I felt sorry for him because the guy came up there hoping to wear one of the Diddy shirts, right? He was hoping to wear the Diddy shirt. So, I guess that particular day was so empty, wasn't nobody there wearing the Diddy shirts. Because Diddy probably and his team got people to wear these shirts because everybody thought that it's going to be blocks and blocks of people trying to get close to the courthouse. I thought it was going to be like, let's say about half of New York when they dropping the ball on New Year's. It's not that many people, but half amount of people when they dropping the ball on New Year's. That's what I was expecting. You know, when they first said that Diddy was going to try start. Now, Jaguar Wright was up there. A lot of YouTubers is up there, and everybody doing the best they can. That's a YouTuber standing right behind me. And one of the things I thought people like 50 Cent, Genuine, Mary J. Blige, Faith Evans, you know what I'm saying? Shy, Tanya Blunt, Ray J, Brandy. I thought a lot of celebrities was gonna be up there. Nope. You know what a lot of people doing? They running and hiding. Even the 50 Cent type people and all the Eminem, Dr. Dre, none of these people have anything to do with it. Now I can understand Dr. Dre and Eminem not going, but 50, that's all 50 talk about. You know what I'm saying? So, long story short, that's me up at the courthouse, and you can kind of see. I'm gonna forward a little bit. You can kind of see what kind of bull. You know, everybody taking selfies. I got all my gear with me the first day. Now, I'm assuming this is yeah, that's the mother. That's Diddy's mom leaving the court. So my man was I'm telling him how to work the camera. I didn't show him how to work the camera. For this little kid that wanted, well, I'll call him a little kid. I'm pissed off because once I found out that he was there to try to make some money because he needed some money. So I said, well, look, you can make some money I need a cameraman. I'll pay you some money for doing the cameraman thing. I didn't show him how to work the camera. That's my bad. But at the same time, he did a terrible job, man. I'm just going to put that out there. He did a terrible job. I could have filmed this. You know, look, I could have filmed all this. Your job is to keep the camera on me. I can film my own B-roll. Think about it. You're supposed to keep the camera on me and look how the camera, you know, head cut off big time. I mean, stand back some. Why are you so close to me? You know, stand back some. Why are you so close to me? Anyway, I just wanted to show y'all that, man. But check this out. 50 Cent, when 50 Cent leaked a video of Jay Z and Diddy, Jay Z freaked all the way out. I still haven't found, just letting y'all know, and y'all let me know if it's something out there. I still haven't found no solid, concrete evidence of Jay Z doing anything, man. Anything. Pimp C, rest in peace, said that Jay Z had some allegations or videos allegedly, guys say allegedly, that he been, y'all know what that mean, right? You gotta be quiet. Gotta be quiet for YouTube. What else? I don't know. So far, the one little case he was mentioned with Bugsby. Oh my God, what's happening with Bugsby and all 120 cases he got? You might well say 119 because the little girls got so scared and she done pulled away. Bugsby can't file paperwork correctly. The fuck wrong with you, man? He's supposed to be the lawyers. We ain't lawyers. Know what I'm saying? Anyway, look here. Let's get into this video, man. Y'all hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell. Let's check this bad boy.
This is shit goes off. But this is a little fruit pop. It's a fruit pop.
Puff a fruit pop.
Me up to break me down, to build me up again. They like, Hov, we need you back so we could kill your ass again. It's like this thing, this love.
Hip-hop aficionados are no strangers to artist rivalries, and these showdowns often fuel rumors and speculation. Every move is scrutinized as tensions between two of the industry's most iconic figures, Jay Z and 50 Cent, have intensified, putting the spotlight squarely on them.
I will let you tell it.
No, you're
no, I want you to tell it.
You really are the best. You're proving it here today. As much as I'm proving it, you proving it.
You are the best.
Yeah, that wasn't the thing. It wasn't. People say that. He lost $50 million. No, that's not even close to what happened to this dude. And until you understand what happened to the dude, you don't understand what happened. Like, no, not they offered him $50 million and he turned it down. Who gonna turn down $50 million? Now, I've had to turn down $50 million 4 times. 4 times. Just to protect my integrity and that virgin hole I was telling you about. Right. Because P. Diddy be wanting to party. And you gotta tell him no. You got to tell him no. I did. I did. See, I got the receipts for everything I'm telling you. That's why I can say them so freely.
I need to know. You here, get your number.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
It all started when 50 Cent launched a direct attack on Jay Z during a recent interview. While reflecting on his own rise and the importance of connections in the business, 50 Cent boldly claimed that Jay Z's success was largely thanks to his friendships with Fa and Ba. He argued that once Jay Z and Ba began dating, the pair started sweeping awards and, figuratively speaking, even their kids were winning Grammys without ever stepping into a recording studio.
You made a comment, right, saying that you knew someone that went through Jimmy Hinchman proffer agreement for a drug case. And the proffer agreement revealed that Jimmy Hinchman, he could have walked away if he would have given up Diddy. What you mean by that?
Well, what happened is that they had 9 different sections with Jimmy Hinchman regarding his proffer agreement. So that means the feds went in at 9 different times to talk to him. And in those sessions, they asked him, what do you know about Sean Puffy Combs or Sean Diddy Combs? I don't think it was Puffy at that time. It wasn't Diddy at the time. But what do you know about Sean John Puffy Combs having sex with underage boy? And you got to realize, and people never think about this, that Jimmy and his brother, I think they had the same charges. But his brother walked away from that, and Jimmy gets life without the possibility of parole, I think. Which is crazy. For any drug charge. Nobody should spend their life in jail for drug charges. And just drug charges. But I think they try to tie him to some murders or something like that. I don't know that to be for sure.
For sure.
But he shouldn't spend his life in jail for no drug charges. Not at all. So, but they was gonna let him walk. If he'd have probably had to, for that proffer agreement, they probably would have let him walk. If he had any information regarding Puff having sex with underage boys. That the feds asked him in 2011. In 2011, brother. So what did the feds know? Because the feds not coming there unless somebody made a report or somebody made some allegations against Puff in 2011 to ask a friend of his, Jimmy Henchman, what do you know about that? But for them to ask him about that, it had to be more than a rumor. Somebody made a complaint somewhere. And the feds got hold to that complaint. Now they're going to investigate that complaint when they get people under the barrel, like they had Jimmy Henchman. That's why they asked him.
If he did know information, right, why you think he didn't tell?
I ain't no snitch.
Then they would ask, how do you know?
Yeah.
And then it comes into play, whereas that if you know of anybody that's endangering the welfare of a child, and you see that, and you don't report it, you're just as guilty as the person who doesn't.
While some might dismiss 50 Cent's remarks as mere trolling, there appears to be deeper animosity between the two artists. Despite Jay Z's immense fame and fortune, 50 Cent has a history of taking shots at him. He even recalled a backstage moment at the American Music Awards when Jay Z aimed a pointed joke his way. Since then, 50 Cent's fans have speculated about the true motivation behind these relentless attacks, convinced that he struck a sensitive chord.
First and foremost, I just want to say, I know a lot of people want to hear these stories and everything like that, because this is stuff that happened back in the day. And then maybe that if they knew there was going to ever be a YouTube, or they knew there was going to ever be social media, a lot of the stuff probably wouldn't have got played out like it did. But things happen, and these are just stories from the past. I would like to use that as, what you call that? Just to clear the facts up what's going on. But it all started, we was in Atlanta. And this story starts when I'm with Puff and he's in exotic bookstores and he's doing shopping, right? He's shopping, getting his stuff and everything like that. So, you know, this is the first time I was ever in an exotic bookstore with Puff. So, you know, I'm giving him his space. He's taking things off the shelves and stuff like that, because they gave him a brown paper bag. When they gave him a brown paper bag, he was just putting stuff in there. So I said, damn, you know, he got to go put it on the counter and, you know, show everybody what he's getting. So as he's going, I'm just looking at the places where he's picking stuff from. So there's one part he picked up some things from up here on my left side. And then he picked like quite a few of them down. I'm like, okay. He put them in the bag. So when I went by there and I looked up there and it said butt plugs. And I was like, hey, yo. I was messing with him. Because people don't understand, you know, we was like friends. He was a part of the same gang. So I'm still gonna tease him. I'm still gonna mess with him and everything like that. I could do that. It wasn't just no security thing. So I say, yo, what are you getting this for? And it said butt plugs. And he was like, yo, can I do my shopping by myself? I said, yeah, you can do it by yourself, brother. And he started walking and everything like that. When he got to, I just waited at the counter. When he got to the counter, he didn't even have to show the guy nothing. He just gave the guy a wad of money. I mean, like he gave the guy a stack something like this. And Puff wasn't the dude that carried no 20s and no 50s and nothing like that. And I mean, like, he just said, boom. And we walked out the store. So we had to leave Atlanta and go to North Carolina for a show. You understand? And It was him, this rapper, Sarah, and this other girl. We all got on a G5.
Jay-Z's rift with Dame Dash, his one-time business partner and close friend, stands as one of the most talked about controversies of his career. Their split sent shockwaves through the industry, leaving many to question Jay-Z's loyalty and integrity. While his rise to stardom is undeniably impressive, his willingness to sacrifice personal relationships for greater success highlights the cutthroat underbelly of the entertainment world.
We all got on a G5 jet, and we flew to G4 jet, and we flew to North Carolina. So later on that, I think that afternoon, same day, this rapper and him, they all in the room together. You know, it's Sarah, the girl, Puff, and this dude, this rapper. So I'm hearing at the door and stuff like that, like, yeah. So then next thing you know, somebody rang the doorbell. We had the presidential suite where we was at. So I opened the door and the dude said, yo, I'm here for my cousin. I said, who your cousin? And he said, Ja Rule. I said, well, he busy right now. He said, he busy doing what? I said, he with Puff. They're in the room, they busy, they don't want to be bothered. He said, well, I'm going in there. I said, bro, you ain't going in there because he told me they don't want nobody to be bothering them. He was like, yo, I don't care, man. I'm going in there. That bull like that. I said, yo, bro, Jesus Christ had to come down here and take the air out of my body before you get in that room right there. Watch. He tried to bum rush me. I grabbed him and threw him against the piano. When I threw him into the piano, Puff and Ja Rule runs out the room. Puff got his towel, Ja grabbing his towel, but they butt the naked. And so then Ja was like, yo, what's going on? Yo, G, that's my cousin. He know me well, you know, and Puff was like, yo, G, what happened? I said, he tried to get in the room. I told him he couldn't get in the room. And he was like, he just looked, Puff looked at Ja. He said, yo, Ja said, you ain't want to go in that room because there's a lot of freaking going on. So I was like, oh, he said it was a lot of freaking going on. So that was basically that story, man. You know what I'm saying? They went back in the room. Dude felt a certain kind of way, and he left out. So I seen them at the concert the next day, and they tried to, you know, form up against me. But my man Frank was like, I told my man Frank, I was like, yo, Frank, put yourself in that position. Somebody trying to get in the room, and Ja told you don't let nobody get in the room. What would you do? Now, y'all can do whatever y'all want to do, man, but you know I ain't taking no losses. He said, yo, you good, and that was it. Bro, when Ja said, you don't want to come up in there, a lot of freaky stuff is going on. You got to use your mind. What they was doing with those butt plugs.
Right. Yeah,
that was crazy. Yeah, it was real wild.
Even apart from his feud with 50 Cent, Jay-Z has frequently been criticized for collaborating with controversial figures like R. Kelly. Although his talent and influence are indisputable, detractors argue that he sacrificed integrity for personal gain. Meanwhile, his supporters insist that his success comes from shrewd business acumen and calculated decisions, not mere luck or opportunism.
Did you ever do anything with Tupac or no? Did you ever?
No, I saw him right before he passed too. Yeah, that's crazy. Never worked with him though.
What did Tupac do? He did gang-related, Poetic Justice. He did Juice. And he did a couple other things. He did a basketball.
Did something with Jim Belushi. Remember he did the one thing?
Yeah. What did he do? Can you Above the Rim, Poetic Justice with Janet Jackson, which I thought it was great.
Yeah, Bullet, I think is.
Oh yeah, gang-related album soundtrack was actually good. I don't know if you've listened to the gang-related soundtrack. It was
not in a minute.
Yeah, it was a really, really good soundtrack.
Yeah.
Cuba, with all this stuff that's coming up with Diddy and you're on one end, you know, 50 Cent is calling out Diddy and here's what he's doing and all this stuff, and they got the back and forth.
Yeah.
I got Suge on here.
Look at this example. Look what happened.
Yeah. And I got Suge on. Yeah, exactly. No question about it. What do you think is going on with all the stuff with Diddy, with Little Rod, with, all the stories that everybody's hearing about?
You mean in terms of what?
I mean, being raiding his house being raided.
I mean, that's crazy. That's the craziest thing I'd ever. And then, hey, how about me? I wake up in the morning, I turn on Today Show, and Hector Cuba Gooding Jr. I was like, excuse me, pull me into this. I think whatever he's dealing with, he's on his journey, man. I think that God has got him on a path where I can't imagine that he's stupid enough to do whatever he's doing and keep it on his premises. I think that the raid and all of that stuff, only time will tell who was involved, who had been a frequent guest in these places and areas. It's funny because my lawyers said, every outlet in the world wants to talk to you. And again, I'm not defining myself from some headline in the press. So I stayed quiet. And it's so funny. So I'll tell you a little story about who my girlfriend is. She gave Robert De Niro 3 grandkids. Her name is Claudine De Niro. She married his son, Raphael. They separated. We've been together for a while. But she, at one point, ran Naomi Campbell's publicity. She, at one point, ran P. Diddy's publicity, right when he started doing the white party thing. Mm-hmm. He had just gotten freed from indictment, found not guilty. Did he? And he said to her, I'm going to die running with these niggas, man. I need you to help me with the white folks and the switch. And so she helped cultivate his new image. So they had a friendship for years. But I had never met him till probably 2019-20, just casually, Claudine and I. He invited us to his house. The pandemic was starting to ease.
They're left questioning what lies ahead for these two industry titans. As the feud between 50 Cent and Jay Z continues to smolder, it's clear that tensions are escalating, fueled by both personal animosity and fierce professional competition.
And hadn't seen him since that night where this guy with this picture that says that I had my shoulder on him and all this stuff, making it look sordid. Well, that picture, everyone in the room, there's probably 300 of us on the deck of P. Diddy's, I'm going to show you, on P. Diddy's boat, New Year's Eve. I went from one ship, Happy New Year. So I hung out with Tyson, and next ship, there's Drake. This ship had P. Diddy. He had his guy, his videographer. They're listening to music. Mm-hmm. And he says, hey, Cube, listen, you want to hear P. Diddy's new song? I said, yeah, sure. Sit down next to him. They didn't use this angle, which to me makes me laugh, because I go, oh, I get it. You made it look the way you wanted it to look. But that, and if you hold it, you know how you hold it and it does the thing where, can you hear all the people? If you tap it or something, it's a live picture. Do you see what I mean? It's like, here we are just listening to music. Finished, took the thing off, said whatever I said to him, left. That was it. But this guy who's suing him went after the money, man. I'm sure. And by the way, I don't know P. Diddy's life. I don't know what he's going through. I don't know what the police are going to find on all of that.
Were you guys close? Were you guys friends, or?
We were acquaintances, just like I just showed you. Yeah. 2-3 times I've seen him. So it's.
Oh, so Diddy, you've only seen him 2 or 3 times.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
So why would they include you all of a sudden in some way?
I think because of the darkness of the other grab of the cases that I already had went through.
Right. A lot of that stuff is 18 though, 19, right? Those are from 5-6 years ago. That's cases. Right. Yeah.
Right.
That's crazy. That's
that
crazy, man.
Was that at the peak of the Me Too movement, or was that pre-Me Too movement?
That's right.
Me
that's
Too
right. When it kicked off. Yeah.
Right.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
That's
so
crazy.
it's going to be interesting to see what happens with Diddy.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. But I did not know that you guys only hung out 2 or 3 times.
That's it, man.
And 50 was with you for your 56th birthday. I think you guys were hanging out together in Miami.
Yeah, because we were in St. Bart's on that boat. But then in Miami, which is where I run around now, of course, I ran into 50 and he was promoting his champagne. I've seen Drake 100 times around town. He loves Miami.
Yeah.
Yeah.
50.
I'm big with the rappers.
How do you feel about 50? How's 50 like?
It's so funny. I got a call from 50 who reached out to me and said, we got to uplift our black entertainers and let's work together. I said, great. So we'll see, you know. I try not to voice any of my opinion when it comes to the rap songs because just like everybody else, I'm into that music, man.
Are you following the Lamar and Drake thing?
No, I just heard about that.
Yeah, got it. I mean, that's like a whole...
Somebody just got shot today outside of Drake's house.
I heard.
See that?
I heard.
Damn.
So, I mean, it's like drive-by shooting in a gated community. I mean, that sounds a little crazy.
Yeah, Drake security guard seriously injured in shooting at Toronto's mansion. Guard was shot inside Drake's home and had serious...
Fans are especially drawn to 50 Cent's ceaseless scrutiny of Jay-Z's credibility and ethics, from questioning the legitimacy of his awards to accusing him of abandoning former collaborators. Some dismiss these attacks as mere provocation, but others believe they reveal deeper issues in the industry. Regardless, 50 Cent has held nothing back in his denouncements of the rap icon.
But non-life-threatening injuries while the assailant fled in a vehicle.
Yeah, I say to them, just like I said to Tupac when I saw him in the lobby of that hotel in Chicago. He said, "Hey, man, help me, man. Give me some advice." I said, "Hey, man, just remember your artistry first. I know you get caught up with all this madness, but you're an artist now." He said, "Thanks, Cube." He hugged me and he went off. And
how old was he at the time?
Well, 2-3 weeks later, he was gone.
Oh, no shit.
I saw him, and here's the second time I saw Tupac. This is a true story. Now, I don't like the conspiracy thing. But that day, he was in a convertible, like Rolls Royce. He was at the stop sign. Now I was on a hockey tournament, so I was in Vegas as well, playing hockey, and Tyson had his fight. And I jumped out of the car and I ran up to his car. Pac, it's Cube. And all three cars, all these cars, boom, 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 with the guns.
Get out.
No, that's Cube good, man. Hey, that's Cube good. And I go, "Oh, sorry, man." He goes, "You good?" I go, I'm good. I'm sorry, guys. Got in the car. So that happens that day when the sun's out and at night they get shot and there's no cops around.
Here.
That's a true story. I was involved in that.
So in the morning, few hours later, he's gone.
Yeah. Yes. And so where were all of those undercover cops that pulled the guns on me when I tried to approach him sitting in his car convertible?
What are you saying?
I'm just saying it's weird that they were going to blow me away, and I'm Academy Award winner. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, because that's 96. So
Yeah.
and 96, you're like everywhere.
I'm the man.
Yeah, you're the man in
They're like,
96.
we don't care. Get away. Back up.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
By the way, what did he pay you for Jerry Maguire? I forgot to ask you earlier. Was that your big payday?
No, yeah, at that point, $600,000.
What's the biggest you made for a movie?
Oh, Snow Dogs. You know, I can't talk hell about Snow Dogs.
Snow Dogs, yeah.
Oh, that was a good year.
Yeah, 600.
Oh, that's a 1-2 hit, baby. 13 million total that year.
Wow.
I made a lot
Get
of money.
out of here.
Yeah.
Good
Oh,
for
yeah.
you.
You know that money's gone.
Good.
I already spent that money.
Really?
Oh, what?
$13 million?
I understand.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you made some good investments.
I made some investments, yeah, but yeah, that money.
Hey, final.
So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one, click right here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast,
Pop rivalries often spark endless rumors, and none is more scrutinized than the recent clash between Jay.
How do you spend $13 million way before you freaking... I need to look up how old is Snow Dogs, man.
clip and you want to watch another one, click right here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast,
Pop rivalries often spark endless rumors, and none is more scrutinized than the recent clash between Jay Z and 50 Cent. It began when 50 Cent, in a candid interview, claimed Jay Z only rose to prominence through connections, arguing that once Jay Z started dating Bae, his award count skyrocketed. What might have been dismissed as trolling revealed deeper animosity. 50 Cent has openly mocked Jay Z's success and even recalled a backstage jab at the American Music Awards that seemed to hit a nerve. Jay Z split from his former partner. Dame Dash only intensified questions about his loyalty and integrity. Their breakup sent shockwaves through the industry, suggesting Jay Z will sacrifice personal bonds for career advancement. Critics also point to his collaborations with controversial figures like R. Kelly as evidence that he prioritizes gain over principles. Supporters counter that Jay Z's strategic partnerships and business savvy, not luck, explain his status as a multi-billionaire and rap legend. Meanwhile, 50 Cent's relentless scrutiny of Jay Z's awards and past collaborators highlights a broader debate. Does true success in music stem from raw talent or from leveraging powerful connections? As fans watch this feud simmer, they're left wondering whether Jay Z's legacy is built on genuine merit or on the relationships that open doors along the way. Next voice.
I was checking out one of your lives, right? And you made a comment and you said that you rather be poor than be Diddy rich. Can you elaborate on that?
Bruh, I told this to this one guy the other day. I'd rather have a slow nickel than a fast dollar any day. My slow nickel put bread on my table. My slow nickel pays my mortgage. My slow nickel brings me home to my family. My slow nickel builds a community. We see what the fast dollar does. Being Diddy rich takes a guy that once name was Puffy. That after every tragedy he had in his life, he had to change his name. Puffy, Puff Daddy, Diddy, Brother Love. Puffy, from the DC tragedy, went to when those kids was trampled over. I think 1 or 2 kids died at a function in DC that he gave. Puffy. City College. Puff Daddy. Biggie. Becomes named to Diddy. And now the allegations with Cassie and everything, he went from brother love to love. Being Diddy rich have you thinking you something that you're not. That you greater than what you're supposed to be and the people around you. When I say I'd rather be my poor with my peace of mind, with my own thoughts, my own community, my own love, with my family, than to be so rich that I'm thinking I'm something that I'm not. That's what they do, bro. Look how many times, what was that? You ever go to a club, it's a big shootout, and it was the Mirage, and then you come back 2 weeks later, now it's the Zone. They change their name after every shootout. That's what happens.
Think about who you're supposed to be and the company you keep. I'd rather be poor with my peace of mind, surrounded by my own thoughts, my community, my love, my family, than be so wealthy that I'm pretending to be something I'm not. That's what they do, bro. How many times have you walked into a club only to see gunfire break out? It's all a spectacle. Even though Jay Z has conquered the charts and built a business empire, 50 Cent's relentless critique may stem from his own insecurities and frustrations within the industry. By singling out Jay Z, 50 Cent often finds himself overshadowed by artists who enjoy broader mass appeal and cultural influence. This rivalry between 50 Cent and Jay Z has captivated fans around the globe. At its core, 50 Cent might be fighting to secure his place in hip-hop's hierarchy and reassert his own relevance.
In the ad, right? Because of look, Jay Z and them was putting it together. So I think they still harbor some energy towards me.
You think you were purposely left out of the ad?
No. I don't think. I think that they were saying the NFL has some issues with me.
Yeah.
That I don't know what those issues are. Like, what is the issue? You see what I'm saying? Like, and I with him, because like with Nori he had communication. He said, "Yeah, I talked to the big homie. He said to Jay, he was telling me, you know, the white boy wouldn't do the truth without 50."
I hit the homie, the big homie Jay Z, right? And I told him to come pull up on me, and he pulled up on me, and he said,
right, and I'm like, that's when I start saying crazy stuff, because I look and I go, "Oh, that's your big homie," right? And so he imaged himself after a gay painter. The big homie want to look like a gay painter.
Dang.
What are we talking about here?
We're talking about Basquiat.
What are we talking about here?
He wants to look like a gay painter.
Oh my God, I think I know where we're going with
So
this.
now look, what I'm saying to you is, look, when you start looking at, that's not mine, that's theirs, their heartbeat, right? But when you look at, M is looking at the entire legacy.
Yeah.
The whole thing, like with M, Dre, and myself.
Their feud has erupted from social media jabs to full-blown public showdowns, proving that as long as egos and reputations are at stake, there's no end in sight. Whether they bury the hatchet or keep escalating, this clash has already changed hip-hop forever. Only time will reveal if Jay Z and 50 Cent will reconcile, or if their rivalry will intensify until one emerges victorious.
Man, my bad, y'all. God, dog, this is crazy, man. Look here, 50. I'm disappointed in you, man. I thought you was gonna be at the trial. Well, they all might show up for the verdict. Who knows? They all might show up. Even Oprah might be there for the verdict. I doubt it. Look here, I'm gonna get on up out of here, man. Hey, y'all take it light, take it slow. Tell them Uncle Mike told you so. Peace out.